All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's doing well today. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab pen and paper, let's take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. Okay. And as always, we want to make sure that we are starting our day off by taking massive action. And that action stands for accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for the outcome, setting yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trust in your education, strategy, trade skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right. So if everybody can hear me okay, drop me one in the chat and we will get to it. See the ones coming in, appreciate it. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Boom. All right. Cool deal. Let's hop over to trading economics. Take a quick look. All right. German investor morale. Let me make sure that this is okay. German investor morale falls to 11-month low. Germany, the largest member in the Eurozone, their economic sentiment decreased sharply to 3.6 in September, the lowest since October 2023, compared to a 19.2 in August, forecast of 17.1. It marks the third consecutive month of falls in economic sentiment, while the current conditions gauge decreased to negative 84.5, the lowest since May. All right. So the economic sentiment in Germany is decreasing. So it's something to pay attention to, how the people feel about the sentiment in the country. Okay. Something we'll keep our eyes on. Then we have Nikkei 225 fell 1.3% to close at 36,203, while the broader topics index lost 0.6% to 2,556 in post-holiday trade on Tuesday, sliding for the second straight session as losses in the tech sector weighed on the market. Those moves came as mega cap U.S. tech names came under pressure overnight, with Apple leading the decline amid concerns about the iPhone 16 sales. Investors also turned caution ahead of the Bank of Japan's policy decision this week, where it's expected to hold rates steady but leave the door open for another rate hike before the year ends. Um, yeah, and then you had losses led by LaserTech, Tokyo Electron, Disco Corp, SoftBank Group, Advantest. Um, so something to keep our eyes on is what the with the rate statement coming on Thursday, right? Keeping our eyes on what the verbiage is that's used. Right now, everybody expects them to hold. Um, yeah, I'm with you, Joy. I'm with you. Right now, the expectation is for the BOJ to hold. Really, it's like 99%. Um, they're talking about the potential of a December rate increase. There are some folks that think October could be on the table as well. So it'll be interesting to see what the verbiage is on Thursday. All right. Over to the calendar. And Sunday, we had a bank holiday in China and in Japan. On Monday, Swiss PPI data came in above expectation. Then we had Empire State Manufacturing came in well above expectation for the dollar. And then here's your economic sentiment coming out of Germany. And today we have CPI data for the Canadian dollar. core retail sales for the United States, right? Data is going to be interesting to see where things fall. As folks are trying to get their last bets in on the size of the rate cut by the U.S. A lot of investors are back to leaning toward a jumbo cut, meaning 50 basis points or higher. Um, so we'll see where that ends up falling. But that's where individuals are. Then you got FOMC member Logan speaking at 10 o'clock. Current accounts for the New Zealand dollar coming in tonight at 6:45. Trade balance and core machine orders for Japan at 7:50. And then tomorrow we got CPI for the pound and PPI for the pound. Building permits for the dollar, crude inventory at 10:30. Then you got Bank of Japan meeting minutes. Bank of Canada meeting minutes at 1:30 on Wednesday. And then at 2 o'clock, FOMC meeting. And this is ultimately where all eyes are pointed. Initially to really kick off the week. So we could see a lot of consolidation in the market until then, but folks are waiting to see what the Fed does. And then on Thursday, we got unemployment change and employment data for the Australian dollar and GDP for the New Zealand dollar Wednesday night. And then Thursday, you got the pound rate statement and Bank of Japan rate statement. So busy second half of the week, but that's where all eyes are pointed. All right. Are there any questions or anything to be brought to the table from a fundamental perspective? No, no. All right. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you? How's everybody
Um,
out there today?
Doing well, man. Glad to be here. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Feel good. Actually got some sleep last night.
Oh, my man.
I got
That's awesome. You need it.
yeah,
You've been on the go, dude.
yeah, man, for sure. So yeah, man, no, this is I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say, man, fundamentally. Everybody's waiting on the decisions, you know.
Yeah.
Three major central banks this week. And that's all like you said, all eyes are gonna be on that. So that's it, man. That is it. Big week.
Big week. Big week. Looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm really the dollar, but also I'm really interested to see what the Bank of Japan has to say.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I'm looking, like I said, I'm still leaning on 25 basis points, and I'm hoping the market rallies as a result. You know,
yeah,
because some a lot of the positions that I'm in is banking on that kind of. So that's the way I
yeah,
want to see it go. I want to see a rally. I want to see a positive result coming from it. So we'll see.
yes, sir. I'm in. Excuse me. I'm in similar positions. So I agree with you on that. I think they'll do 25 as well. Um, we'll see. We shall see.
For sure.
Joey, you got a question?
Yeah, I had stumbled upon an article on Instagram of how the PS6 was about to go in production. And when I kind of
Yeah.
read more into it, I didn't realize that that Intel had the initial contract and they moved with another producer. So I didn't even think to look at like the charts for Intel. What would be so once they probably do get off the shelf to start purchasing, will probably be the more prevalence of the price action for AMD.
Um, we could see uh, some of that price action come into play. Just because like a lot of times when they get those contracts is when that money starts to kind of flow into those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So we could potentially see some of that already flowing into AMD. This is Intel Corporation here, and you see price has been to the downside, right? And so this could have been when they lost that contract, right? Gap
Mm-hmm.
down, consolidation. And so you see that that's already into the market, right? Price moving to the downside on Intel. Fresh AB boundary, confirmation of support here with a double bottom. And you see prices starting to turn around. So could already be priced into the market there. I'll pull that up in a second. Let's go through these levels here on Intel. B boundary on the 4 hour. You see that double bottom clearly in that reversal there. And then on your one, it's a crazy gap. Right, so you see that reversal coming there, likely close
Mm-hmm.
that gap and then continue up. And then you go to your cloud break, you get your Kumo twist there. So swing low, right? Reversal, cloud break, Intel moving to the upside, at least in the short term. AMD, you see that's already on the go long,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kind of similar, started pushing to the upside early August. So did have a pullback with the rest of the tech sector, but you see that already started moving to the upside here, right? Similar to that in Intel when it was moving to the downside. So some of that gets priced in early, and then you see your pullbacks, and then continuation. So seeing that get priced in already on AMD and likely to continue to be priced in as well.
Yeah, because then the rest of the articles was throwing like this is going to be the chip that's going to be in uh competitorship with Nvidia because of the technology of the chip being able to have backwards compatibility with older model
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah. And that'll be interesting to see how it goes, right? As they get through production, if there are any issues, because that's one of the things NVIDIA ran across is production issues and things like that. So that'll be interesting to see. If they come across any of those, it could see that slide back a little bit. But yeah, we'll probably see this continue moving to the upside. You see here, right? 618 retracement, and you see that higher low, and then potentially getting that cloud break. So we could get a pullback in between then, but I'm looking for that to continue moving to the upside. That's definitely positive news for them. Like I said, it's just about now watching the process to see if there are any issues along the way, right, that cause retracements. But then overall, over the long term, definitely looking for AMD to continue moving to the upside at some point against that 241.89.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Appreciate you bringing that up. Definitely some interesting news there. And so as we come down to the four, I got taken out to the downside. You see that low there. So see if we get another cloud break to the upside at some point on the four, and coming down to our one. Boom. 8-6 retracement, pressing to the upside. So close to the extension there already on the 1 hour. But we'll continue to watch this, right? This was a beautiful 80-20 on the reversal. And now we're looking for price to continue moving along here. So that's Intel and AMD. Any questions on these two? Or Joy posted those articles in the community as well. If you didn't get a chance to read them, definitely check them out. Some interesting stuff happening there on the chip side of things.
Hey, shout out to Ann on that Planeteer call, man.
At PLTR. Let's
That shout out to Ann, right? People that's been in the group, right? That was over a year ago. Right.
it
That stock
was.
that stock price has doubled and it's hit the mainstream, and a lot of investors are talking about that company. I think when she told us about it, it was at like $19 or something like that.
It was definitely down here in the lows, man. Down in this range, yeah. Sheesh. Look at that. Or was that down here? Was it lower than that? Because it hadn't made its reversal yet.
Yeah, it was coming off the bottoms. It was struggling. It
Yeah.
was struggling. But she said
She was on it.
that's the stock.
Look at that. Look at that. Oof. Man, oh man, oh man. The things that we live through, right? 80/20. Clear all this madness out of here. Let's do this. 80/20 reversal. Boom. Look at that. Shout out to Ann, wherever you are today. We appreciate you. Beautiful move to the upside and looking for a continuation. Sheesh. Yeah. No matter the asset class, yeah, drop the sevens for Ann in the chat. Appreciate it. No matter the asset class, man, price moves and it moves in waves. So now it's about pullbacks and continuations here. Let's see. And it just goes to show, right? When you put the work in, you can see progress, you can see growth. So potential 80/20 here. We saw on the daily time frame stochastic in the sell zone. We'll see if this thing slows down, but it may not. We'll continue to watch it and see here, right? See if we get some consolidation in the retracement low price down here, 618,786 area. If we're able to get a low price like that, definitely be a beautiful opportunity to buy, right? And see the 80/20 here played out beautifully. See if we get another opportunity here on the pullback on the 4. Come down to the 1. All those got taken out. Oops. Boom. 80/20 on the 1 hour as well. So potential retracement opportunity here, right? Maybe you play the retracement, maybe you wait for the low price. But ultimately looking for a continuation at some point here to the upside on PLTR. Right? Great call on this one. Let's hop over, take a look at the dollar real quick. Right? Hovering at some low prices, just shy or 162. Right? Third time at this level. Third time at this level. Stochastic coming out of the buy zone. This is on the 4 hour. We come back to the daily. Got the stochastic pushing into that buy zone, right? It's the third time at this level. We'll see how things move throughout the day today. And then we'll see what the Fed has to say tomorrow. Okay. But we're stuck in a range, right? Stuck in a range. So either level holds and we push back to the top of the range, or we break it and continue moving lower. Okay, so definitely something to watch here. Okay, definitely something to watch here. And then down on the one, I don't think we got much happening there on the one. Boom. There's your range. All right. I'm not able to break out in either direction. So we'll wait and see what happens and see what direction we push as we move through the day today and then into tomorrow. All right. So that's the DXY. Um, we got oil pushing out of that 118, 127 zone on the 4, trying to make its way to the upside. We'll see if we get some continuation there. Pulling back right now, we do have a bullish cloud ahead. We haven't been able to break that cloud yet on the 4, though. So we'll watch and see how things in the Middle East shift. And if OPEC does move forward with their production increases or if they make a decision to slow that back down. All right. Um, so we'll see how things evolve with oil over time. But we come back to the daily here, and you see that swing low, right? In line with that stochastic in the buy zone, and you see the shift. Okay. So pullbacks, potential continuations a little bit higher, and then we'll see what happens as we get to the $71 range, which was a key level that we broke at the beginning of this month, right? With that strong move to the downside. So potentially a break and retest, and then see if things continue moving to the downside here. Okay. So we'll watch and see how oil progresses. So that's the daily. So the 80/20 on the 4, and then we come to the 1, and then that's your retracement there. All right. So we have the potential of breaking or getting to this A boundary and that $71 mark, potentially taking that A out. All right. So flip the fib here.
Ryan, while you're talking, before I
Yep.
forget, that page Benny shared with us about the sectors, I had made a mistake and clicked, and apparently they got a news section. And they were calling for the US to stop production in Venezuela or something like that.
Oil production.
Yeah. It's something that they're not doing, I guess, regulatory wise. So they want the US to step in. Um, when I get back to my computer, I'm gonna pull it up. But if they get in those talks, how would that affect oil prices?
Well, so it's been interesting with Venezuela because um, there's been a continued back and forth where uh, the U.S. will support oil production, and then but that's contingent on them. I forget what the agreements were, what agreement they were working on, but it's been a back and forth with the US and Venezuela for a while when it comes to oil production. So if they do move forward and come to terms, then we could see the oil price continue to move to the downside, right? Because you got an increase in supply, right? And then we'll see how the demand side of things go with employment, spending, recession fears and things like that. But overall, right, if you have an increased supply and then potentially even a slower demand, you're going to see prices continue to fall. So that's what could happen if they move forward with that. If they don't, then that leaves us in a kind of situation that we're in now, where you're just looking at what OPEC and OPEC Plus are doing. Um, when it comes to their production, and then the situation in the Middle East with Israel, Hamas, and Iran. So that's kind of where it is. So, like I said, if they do move forward with that, then we could see that push oil price down because of the increased production. But yeah, send that report when you get up. Be interested to take a look at it. That's been an ongoing thing for some time. over there in Venezuela. Cool. So we'll continue to watch oil and see where we go from here. Right. Any questions on oil?
Nope.
All right. Cool deal. I want to come over to nope. I want to look at these yens. They're in interesting spaces. They all created these swing lows, right? We got the swing low here on the daily time frame. Boom. And trying to turn over, right? Stochastic starting to come out of the buy zone a bit. So we'll watch and see what happens to see if one of two things, right? Do we get a high price ahead of Thursday and then see price move back down to the downside? Or do we see price just turn over and continue moving to the downside, right? Depending on what happens with tomorrow with the Fed, right? But to Benny's point regarding market rallies, right? The rate cuts for the dollar, more of a dovish tone, market rallies. So then we could see capital flow into your commodity currency, right? Which in this case, the Australian dollar, and then push this to the upside, right? So I'm watching these closely to see how things move from that perspective. You see, as we zoom out the capital fib, we got a 786 retracement matching the extension is here, which would give us a double top, right? A double top there on the daily time frame. If we break through these levels and continue moving long through September, potentially even through October, right? So we'll see how the market takes the Bank of Japan news and the dollar news. But that's the daily time frame. Look, we come down to the 4, and you see we got a deep retracement here as well, right? 8-6 level. And you see price trying to turn over and start making its way to the upside. Okay. So in the buy zone here, and we'll see how the market responds as we move through the rest of the week, right? And then coming here to the 1, right? Fib coming off the low. Beautiful retracement, 786 level. We got a cloud break here, and now we're kind of range bound a little bit, right? But price is looking like it's trying to move to the upside. We got a cloud break. We got our Kumo twist, right? Lagging span breaking through the cloud. So looking at potential more movement to the upside on this Aussie yen. If we get dovish sentiment from the Fed, we could see this continue push to the upside. All right. So one I'm watching from that perspective on these yens. Okay. Questions on the Aussie yen? No. All right. Cool. Um, um, at Aussie New Zealand making its way to the upside. All right. We have that nice 8-6 retracement off that support level, and you see the push. Right. So look for this one also to continue moving long. Right. Do have stochastic in the sell zone, so we could see a pullback at some point, but looking for price to continue moving to the upside here. Okay. Come down to the 4. And I got a fib running off the low. We had a 618 retracement, which is what we're looking for. And you see prices hit the matching D extension. Okay. So now looking for pullbacks and continuations here on this Aussie New Zealand. All right. And then down to the 1, fresh AB boundary. Okay. So we'll look for a low price and potentially an opportunity to add to this trade as it moves long. So watch that Aussie New Zealand on a retracement here. Okay. Questions here? Nope. All right. Cool. Um. mm, mm, mm. Aussie dollar on its move to the upside. So we could see this also continue moving long, right? You got stochastic pushing out of the buy zone. That swing low formed here, and we're pushing long, right? We'll see what happens when we get to 68, 218. But we could potentially at some point take this A out, especially if the Fed comes in more dovish, right? So watching this one just to see how it develops. I don't have any positions on this, but looking long, right? Looking long. See a 382 push off the 80-20, and now we're headed back to the upside. So we'll see what happens when we get back to the top of this area here, but we could continue to the upside. Okay. And then on your one, you see we took out the A. Right? We took out the A. Didn't get that reversal back down. Took out the A, so we flipped that fib. Beautiful cloud break, right? And 80-20, right? Consolidation pushed down to that 118, 127 zone, and then our takeoff, right? So here we are. So potentially pullbacks and continuations here on this Aussie dollar. Okay, so watching that from that perspective there. Oh, look at the Aussie. No. CAD Swiss. This one I'm interested on just to see if we get a reversal on this. Daily time frame, we're sitting at this 50% retracement level, right? We do have a stochastic in the sell zone, so we could potentially push deeper. Understanding that things with the Canadian dollar aren't the strongest. But Swiss National Bank also expect to continue to cut rates. So so I'm interested to see where this one goes, right? Another one that I'm just watching to see if we get a reversal on. Nothing doing right now on the 4. We are sitting in that 618 retracement zone though. Okay, trying to turn over. So again, watching the development here to see if we get some good price action to the upside. And here on the 1, we took out the A. Boom. So you got a nice deep retracement here as well off of 80-20 scenario to the downside. So potential opportunities on reversals here on this CAD Swiss, but looking for things to align just because of the state of the Canadian dollar, right? So looking to see how this one develops overall. So keep my eyes on that one. Questions here? No. You also have round pattern reversal potential here as well. Okay. So potential deep crown reversal there. So keeping my eyes on that. Appreciate it, JC. So that's the CAD Swiss, the CAD yen. With the weakness in the Canadian dollar, I would have thought that appreciate that. That this would have fallen deeper than it has, but it hasn't, right? Which tells me, right, the market is looking for something else, right? And more based on the yen than the Canadian dollar. So we're sitting here at a 786 retracement level, just shy of the support. Stochastic in the buy zone, right? Just like that Aussie yen. So we're in a good spot, right? Beautiful 80-20 to the downside. Now looking to see if today and tomorrow close bullish. Okay. If we're able to close bullish here, we get this swing low put in, right? And then we could be off to the upside for a little bit. Right. So I'm watching this one closely to see where price goes. We come down to the 4, and you see we're in between, right? We got a 50% retracement. Weren't able to fully break out to the downside, and you see we're just moving straight sideways. Okay, so not in this one, but watching to see where things go. Okay, and then here on the 1, just kiss that 118 level, trying to push out of the zone. We'll see if we get cloud break as additional confirmation with the Kumo twist, right? We got our TK crossover already. Okay, so waiting for some additional confirmation here on the 1 of reversal here on this CAD yen. To Joy's point, would love to see these yens get some momentum to the upside, and get to giving us some high prices. So we'll see if we get that additional confirmation technically and fundamentally come Thursday. Okay, so that's the CAD yen. Questions here? All right.
Nope.
Deal. Swiss yen, same story, right? But here, right, still need 2 days to close bullish, stochastic in the buy zone, right? Do we get that low to put in? We broke a key level here. So this one is a little different because the state of Swissy as well. But I'm looking to see what happens at this level. If the BOJ does hold, and they forecast December as potential increase, we could see this reverse and move back to the upside. Okay, so we'll see there. On the 4, here's where we got our 80-20. Okay, push down into that 118, 127 zone. Nice move out. Nice move out of the zone. Trend line break. Not there, but here. Right. Nice trend line break. So now do we see pullbacks and continuations to the upside? Okay. So potentially move there long. And then here on the 1, want to run this to the upside, but yeah, okay. There's your 80-20 on the 1. And you see we're trying to get a cloud break. We got that that Kumo twist, right? Broke the cloud, pulled back. Now we're kind of in this holding pattern. But do we get this continuation? Potentially a deeper pullback, right? But do we get this continuation to the upside here? Right, so 80-20 there on the 1 hour for that Swiss yen. Okay, so depending on your rules, maybe wait for this pullback to come. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe wait for the stochastic to get back into that buy zone. Right? Maybe wait for the stochastic push back down. Right? Run your sub fib, wait for price to come back into your sweet spot. 80-20 on the sub fib, see if you get a nice pullback into the zone and give you potentially this opportunity here. And then see if we get the fundamentals to align with more of a dovish tone or a longer projection tone, right? And get that move to the upside. You guys follow me on the Swiss yen?
Yes.
Good deal. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Euro Aussie. So this will be interesting. If we go risk on, maybe this continues to push down. Right? I'm curious to see how this moves overall. Pushing back down into the buy zone on stochastic. Just been lingering for a while in this area, right? We come down to the 4. We had this 80-20 scenario. We got to that 382, but we also now have this crown pattern formation. So does this crown pattern hold? Does this crown pattern hold, and do we get some bullish action here on the Euro Aussie? Okay, so it'd be interesting to see how this goes. This could fail if we go risk on, right? We could see the Aussie gain some strength and see this just take out the low. Right, so we'll watch. We'll watch here and see how things evolve. But keeping that in the back of my mind as well. All right, so that's on the 4. Then on your 1, right, you see the deep retracement here. Got to a 50% level, and we're just hovering at this 50% zone, right? See if we get that right tip to form, get cloud break, right? Cloud confirmations to the upside. I appreciate it, JC. But let's see if this right tip forms, right? And maybe even see this double bottom confirming here at that 50% level, right? So see if we get a cloud break in the cloud confirmations on this Euro Aussie or some potential upside movement here, right? Just from a technical perspective, right? Keeping in mind that tomorrow we could see risk on, rate cuts, all that, and that could fail. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Questions on the Euro Aussie? All right. There were a few of these crown patterns that that popped up. This Euro CAD, Benny's been preaching for the longest time, right? Watch it continuing long, and it's definitely doing that. We're coming into some key levels. Coming into some key daily levels here. That should be higher. Boom. So we'll see as price continues to move to the upside. We got stochastic pushing back into the buy zone, right? Potentially some more upward movement, but as we get to this 151 area, do we see a reversal come? Okay. So watching as price gets higher, what then transpires? Okay. Coming down to the 4, right? Just adjusted that level up. So pushing through the 618 level, these are no longer valid. Boom. So now, do we get pullbacks and continuations is really where my mind is on this one. Okay. Do we push up to this level to potentially give us a head and shoulders pattern? Right? Do we get this action here? Okay. So we'll see, right? We'll see if price gets overextended. We'll see if stochastic is still in the sell zone as we approach these higher levels, right? Maybe we get a pullback beforehand, but just watching to see how this one evolves as we push higher in with the potential of a nice retracement, giving us a low price to get back long. Okay. As we come down to the 1, you see we took out all levels on that move to the upside. Okay. Also beautiful 80-20 on the reversal. Tap that 118 level. Okay. And oh, that took that out also. Boom. Okay. So kind of in alignment, right? That's that daily level. 118, 127 zone. Do we see a push there in the reversal? We'll see. So that's the Euro CAD. I'm looking to see where price goes from there. Okay. Questions on this one? Nope. All right. Euro Swissy looking long. Daily time frame. We're trying to push out of the 618 level, right? We do have a stochastic getting into that overbought territory. But again, right, as long as we don't go risk off, we could see this one continue moving long. Okay. So looking for that continued movement to the upside, right? Got a nice move, got a pullback. See if we get that continuation to the upside. We come down to the 4, beautiful 80-20 down, 8-6 retracement. Okay. Now we're looking for a move to the upside. Now we're looking for a move to the upside. Okay. But also here, there's a lot of these that are kind of popping up in these consolidation areas, right? Between crown patterns and this one may not classify as a head and shoulders because of it being lopsided like that. Oh, there we go. Right? But do we fill out this right shoulder here for a continuation to the upside? All right. Came down into our sweet spot. Now in the consolidation, do we get that upward momentum to continue? So if you're not in this one, potential opportunity to get long on this Euro Swiss on this 4-hour take profit is 95,088. Right. So some more upward momentum to go. Like I said, in my mind, as long as we don't move into a risk off situation, could see this one continue moving to the upside. Okay. Something like that. And from a daily time frame perspective, we could see even more bullish action than this. This is more like a 1-to-1, right? We could see it move higher, but that's where my mind is. Okay. 1 second, everybody. My bad, everybody. Um, no questions on the Euro Swissy. Cool deal. Um, Euro yen. Similar story to the rest, right? This one was looking to see if this swing low held, and it did not, right? We pushed deeper. What happens here? Do we get today and tomorrow to close bullish? Okay. Do we see that action and then move to the upside? Okay. As we zoom out, 8-6 retracement there. What happens on this move back up if we get it? Okay. This is where we are on the 4. 618 retracement, but price is struggling to break out to the downside. And we got this daily support here at 154,533 as well. Okay. So trying to move back to the upside. We'll see if we pick up some momentum in that push. Excuse me, down on the 1, you see kind of consolidated through the cloud here, right? We'd like to see some bullish action come, but we got Kumo twist, lagging span trying to break through the cloud. It's already broken through price, right? We'd like to see some bullish momentum here, and give us some additional confirmation of the bullish move on this euro yen, right? But trying to get there. Okay, we already got a trend line break on that move up. Maybe we get a pullback and a continuation long, but looking long on this euro yen as well. Okay, especially if we get that swing low to form on Wednesday, right? So we close bullish today, close bullish tomorrow, right? That'll be some nice confirmation of a move back to the upside. So we shall see here. Okay, got 2 more days. Really, really watch that one and see. Questions on the euro yen? Cool beans.
Nope.
Is this euro NZD? No, that one's still long. Euro dollar, long, right? Long. That fib is off, so we won't look at those fibs, but swing low, off to the races. It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating, right? Previous resistance, break, retest, continuation. So we'll see what happens when we get around this 112 level, but we're moving to the upside. Okay. Down on the 4, you see that nice 50% retracement, reversal. We'll see. Did I shift that? I don't know where this level came from here. Got it. That's a daily resistance level there. So we'll watch as price evolves here. Okay. That's an interesting placement there. So we'll see at this daily level here, right? Do we get a pullback? But looking for price just continue the move here, right? Beautiful 80-20 scenario down. I'll look for a move to the 618 retracement level. Okay. Come down to the 1. Look at this move, man. Beautiful. So it's just pullbacks and continuations on this one to the upside. Okay. Potentially a head and shoulders pattern pops in here if we get a retracement, right? But I don't know that we get that retracement here on this euro dollar. Okay, so we'll continue to watch as it evolves tomorrow. Questions on the euro dollar? No. Okay. This one. No. There was another one that I saw a pattern on. Anyway, pound yen, same deal, right? This one was able to confirm. Then he talked about over the weekend, right? Watching to see how the market opens after this action here, right? To see if we were able to close above or open above that low, right? It really confirmed that those swing low here. So we got this swing low to confirm, and then we got a bullish open on Sunday, right? Push back to the upside. So we didn't take out that low, so it held there. Now looking for to see if we get additional movement to the upside here, right? Off the fib, off the low, 618 retracement. Do we see that move back here to 197? Okay, so we'll see. So Stochastic's still in the buy zone there. Coming down to the 4, boom, 8-6 retracement. See that double bottom there, and we're trying to push. Okay, trying to push. So watching this one as well as we get down to the 1, right? 80-20 scenario. Boom. Now, do we start to get some legs? We got a nice cloud break. Bullish ahead on the cloud, right? With the Kumo twist. What happens? Again, right? Maybe we see a retracement come and then continuation to the upside. So we're watching this to see if we get that additional confirmation that we'll pull back in continuation. Okay. But 80-20 scenario here, would love this one at least to get to that 382. Okay. But we got double bottom. We're trying to push. Questions on the pound yen?
Hey Ryan, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
A few questions. With this and the Aussie yen, so how? I guess I don't want to get into the habit of asking y'all like what to do, in trade management, but like I know my options are to stay in or to stay out, voluntary or involuntary. But how do I navigate that with the fundamentals? Should I just play it on a short time frame until the news come out, or like is it wise to go ahead and get out with some profit? Like how do I navigate that?
So
Oh, yeah,
you're already in this trade to the upside
yeah, that and Aussie yen.
and the Aussie yen.
Yeah,
I would say at minimum, move your trade to break even, maybe a
okay,
little bit in the profit. Um, just because it could be volatile in one direction or the other.
mm-hmm.
And so worst case scenario, you don't want to lose anything, right?
Yeah,
But if you're able to capture some of that profit, and maybe it's a situation where depending on how much in profit you are, you take some off the table,
okay,
right? Take some of it completely off the table, shrink that lot size, and then if we do get this pullback here and price settles in, then there might be an opportunity for you to add back to that trade for that
okay,
continuation to the upside. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So maybe you protect some of that and take some of it off the table, right? Depending on where you are from an entry perspective and the profit that you have.
okay, thanks.
Yep, absolutely. Right. So and that's a lesson that I continue to learn. Right. Take some of it off the table. Don't be afraid to take some of it off the table. Right. And then if price comes back into your sweet spot, then you can add back to it. Okay. So Good questions. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Benny, any closing thoughts, bro?
No, sir. Just always be patient and wait for your setups. Like this is a week for me. I think I've got two that I've put in. I think I'm what is it? My Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar trade. The only thing that I've added, right, to the upside. The rest, right, I'm just waiting. There's a lot there's too much news this week with these central banks. You know, so I can make my decisions, you know, after they get done doing what they're doing and providing us all with the forward guidance. So anytime we have a week where there's highly anticipated data coming out, you know, I tend to fall back a bit. And then I'll catch it on the back end. The opportunity when you're navigating the charts and navigating, you know, all these different asset classes and you're looking for the exact same thing, there's always something setting up. So that's just a lesson that I've learned over the years. You know, get consistent in the setup that you're looking for, and then take that across all asset classes, and you're gonna find your setups consistently. So I have time, you know, to sit back and just let things play out, and then continue looking for those type of setups. You know, that's it. So to sum it all up, just be patient. Just be patient. You know what to look for. Just wait, let everything play out. A lot of stuff will be moving sideways until all of this stuff gets done anyway with these central banks. So just wait. That's it, man. Great session.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. That's it, good people. Benny always says that patience pays. We get paid to wait. So, good people, have a phenomenal Tuesday. We're back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will prep for the Fed rate decision tomorrow afternoon. You guys have a phenomenal day. Accountability group tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, inside of the Forex Trade Room community. See you guys there. Peace.